we're good.
Okay, so you're here and you're here. Okay? Then here, 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 here. Then you're coming around here, here. You're coming up, coming into somebody this way. Here. Then this, you're moving forward, I'm just staying here. Then this is here, and then if you want, you can do this, or you can do the fingers here. Then you're coming back, this elbow, and this is the beginning of the second section. The third form is really the fighting form. So in reality, all right, if I'm fighting and he comes to me, this is here. If he blocks this hand, this comes here, and then you move the person away from him. Then if you're the second person, if he's the second person, he's coming to me, you're not fighting. That's not fighting. Everything I'm doing, everything I'm doing, if you watch what happens, if you watch what happens, here's the principle. I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I know it looks that way, but I'm here. It throws him off because he thinks I'm here. But see, when I'm here, he has to turn to get into that. That's when he's open. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, it does.
But if you want it, and I'm going to tell you why you want things to go on in the present. I'm going to tell you something that just happened. You know what? Let's sit down for a minute. I need to tell you guys this stuff. I used to race cars at 180 faster miles an hour. You can't think. It's way too quick. You have no idea what you're doing. It's experience and it's in your subconscious. However, you're totally in the present at that point. You're not anywhere else, I guarantee it. If you're fighting somebody, I guarantee you're in the present, because if you're not in the present, you're going to get killed. My point is that is what's called being in the zone. And the mistake people make is that they don't understand that being in the zone is being present. And when you're truly present, nothing's going on. You're just in the present. So, to be in the present in a worthwhile way, you can't have any stories. Now, I'm going to give you an example, and please question anything I say to you, because this is very important and you're not going to understand it. You might think you do. If you think you understand it, you don't understand it. I had an appointment last Saturday. My ears were blocked up. They get blocked up every 10 years. I went to an urgent care in Rock River. I walk in. This nurse comes out to get me, and she takes me in the room. Okay, this nurse is fucking gorgeous. There's no fat on her.
Why did
No, quiet guys. No fat on her at all. I can tell in her uniform, not an inch of fat anyway. Turns out she's from Serbia. She came here in 1994. She has 2 grown children. She kept talking about a husband, but she didn't have a ring on. What was interesting is that she flirted with me the entire time we were there, okay? In fact, she even said to me after we were talking, she said, I really would like to continue this conversation. So,
Hint, hint.
yes. And she was touching, oh my God, I was in heaven. She was so gorgeous. She's 50 years old. She knows how old I am. She has my medical records, of course. The point that I'm saying to you is that if I wanted to construct stories, oh, I'd have all kinds of stories, and I'd feel really good. This is what fucks all of us up. It's our stories because they're not real. Everything I was thinking was me making shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm explaining this to you because this is how you are, and you may not realize it, but I wouldn't do it to yourselves, because the moment you create a story, you're not in the present anymore. You're out of the present. Being in the present is how the universe actually works. This you might disagree with, but I want you to think about this. What does the universe do every moment of its existence? It continues. But does it do anything? Not really. It doesn't try to be better. That wall doesn't try to be better than that wall. That atom doesn't try to be better than that atom. If you truly look at how the universe works, It's just always in the present, working. And this, I think, is the true meaning of Taoism, except I'm sure Taoists would disagree with me. But this to me is the true meaning of life, because I look for what's real. I don't look for bullshit. I don't look for ideas. I don't care what your ideas are. You can keep them. It doesn't matter to me. I'm trying to explain to you how to stay in the present. If you really want to achieve what you'd like to achieve, stay in the present. Now, the difficulty is, and this you may not like to hear, the reason we are as we are and we tell ourselves stories, it's based on survival. If you were to live like I'm asking you to live, or suggesting you live, suggesting you live, people will say, well, it's really boring. It's not boring to me because I'm in the present, and I have joy of being in the present, but I don't want anything, I don't expect anything, I don't try to figure anything out. I'll give you an example. I just bought a car 4 weeks ago, and the reason I bought the car is that my SUV, I wanted to drive something, and I couldn't drive my SUV. Some of you might know this, but I just got a ticket for doing like 100 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone. I want to drive a car. Okay. It came to me, I don't know why, it came to me on a Saturday that I wanted to get a different car. This is how my mind works. It doesn't do anything except it tells me, get a car. I immediately checked the VW stuff. I wanted a GTI. I didn't have any idea there's different GTIs. There's a Rabbit. There's all kinds of different GTIs. I wanted a 6-speed. I wanted a shift. I've always had a shift. So I looked at different places. In Willowick, they had a car. I went out there. I went out on Saturday. I just called and I went out there. And the guy had it's called an Autobahn GTI, all black, which I love, 6-speed. I didn't know this, but VW is not making 6-speeds anymore. They're done with stick shifts.
Yep,
I don't think you get a stick shift with anything. So anyways.
Is that amazing?
Sorry?
No more stick shifts? I mean, it's just, I think
All
it's
cars
wonderful.
are almost all
No, I know that, but we
automatics.
all grew up on stick shifts.
Yeah.
Well, I did. There weren't automatics when I
Yeah.
grew up. Didn't exist. Anyways, I love it. Oh my God, I love this. Oh, it's so much fun.
Not bad.
And you know what? I'm
Autobahn?
actually adhering to the speed limit more. I didn't know they had this, but in the front of the car, no, you don't
There's
understand.
sensor.
In the front, when I'm driving, it shows me the speed limit,
Yeah.
and it shows me what I'm doing.
It's a heads-up display.
My car doesn't.
And yeah, I've never seen this before.
Mhm.
And I'm actually adhering more to the speed limit.
You know where this came
Because
from? It came
you
from
see it.
they
Upset.
jet planes. It came from fighters where they learned that they needed, they didn't want an instrument panel to look down
Oh, you
on, so
can't
they
look down.
project a bunch of information right in front of them. Something, now they project it in the face
Helmets,
mask
yeah.
actually.
So anyways, I decided to get this. And of course I got it. But the thing about it is that I'm just in the present. I never get out. I don't think, well, what's the future? I don't think this, I don't think that. I stay in the present. That's all I do. But staying in the present means no stories. And the reason why you like stories is they get you excited. And the reason for that is evolutionary, like I was saying before, because we're only set up for two things, procreation and survival. So, how do you survive? You survive by enjoying what you're doing. And there's a negative side to that, of course, because this is why so many people today don't do anything. They don't need to survive anymore. So what happens is, what is the real truth of survival? What are you always trying to do to survive? It isn't, you don't want to keep surviving. That's hard to do. You want to be able to be so comfortable and so safe, you don't have to survive. You go one step beyond survival, which is comfort. If you're comfortable, you're safe. And that's why so many people don't want to work today, is that they don't have to worry about survival at all. So they're not motivated by anything. When I was growing up, I didn't have anything. I had no money, I had nothing. When I came out of the military, I didn't have anything. I didn't get any allowances, I didn't get any of that stuff. But what I did get is the GI Bill. And what I did was, I went to school on the GI Bill, and that's how I survived. I worked at Cleveland, I'm not gonna go through all this shit. Anyways, the point of it is, I had to figure out how to survive, I had to figure out how to pay rent, I had to figure out how to pay for a car, I had to figure all that stuff out. That's survival. Well, if you don't have to do that, you don't have to do anything. So then you're comfortable, which is one step past survival, which is why I think all civilizations topple, because everything that gets them to be great or successful is survival, because they have to work as hard as hell to get there. And then when they're comfortable, nobody does anything and the whole civilization collapses. You don't believe me, read any history and you'll find out what I'm saying is absolutely true. It may not be true for the reasons I'm giving you, but I think it is. So, the reason why you don't want stories is you're looking for the truth. And I will be honest with you, people to me don't search for the truth. They look for things to confirm their own belief systems. I don't do that. I just look for the truth. I'm not interested in confirming a belief system. If anything, I don't want a belief system because I want the truth. But this has always driven me, and I don't know why. I've always wanted to know the truth, ever since I've been a child. And this is what I found. Now, you don't have to agree with me or whatever. However, you need to be able to stay in the present. And you have to stay in the present. You can't go back and forth. The difficulty is when you taught mindfulness, you go in and out. You can't go in and out, you have to stay. Now, I will be honest with you, it took me a long fucking time to learn how to do this. It really did, but I don't leave the present, and it's kind of interesting. I don't know how to explain it to you, but anyways. So, any questions before we go further? I know I can do things others can't. I'm not bragging. I don't give a fuck what I can do. I've never have. I don't care
We see it.
what I can do.
mean, it's a-
Pardon?
we see it in front of us, so that's why we're here, right?
But I'm trying to give you how I got there, and I know Reno and I have had this discussion for 30-some years, but I still think it's psychological, not physical. But if you guys want to believe it's physical, that's fine, but I don't see any proof that it is, so that's okay.
Well,
Go on, I'm
especially,
sorry.
I would say the things that we're trying to do at this level, emptiness,
Yep.
could be a good example, is it's not a physical thing. I mean, you can relax, you have to relax, but it's not the same as the emptiness.
Correct. Doesn't.
For the emptiness, you have to kind of get to a different state. That's how I feel about it. But it's not a physical thing, it's whatever we do to get into that
Well,
mode. I mean, cause I watch, when you were just demonstrating stuff, and then you said, now I wanna get to emptiness. So, and then I watch you shift. Your body shift, I watched, but it's not a physical thing, I watched your energy shift, and you're empty. I mean, you were pretty empty before, but when you did it intentionally, there was a very clear shift in a whole bunch of things. So it's like you're doing this, would you say it's a state shift? You shift into that. You just shift into emptiness.
Yeah, see, I don't do
You
any of that
do
stuff
emptiness.
anymore. I try to teach you what I know. That's all I do.
But you did something of another order than when you were doing the other stuff demonstrating. You were still pretty empty, but you really went into an amplification. So that's.
You guys have any questions? But realize this, I have my spine fused, my hips removed, clinically dead, have cancer, broke my foot, had my ACL replaced, and look what I still can fucking do. Can you imagine how I'd be if none of that happened to me? Oh my gosh, I'd be so happy.
You'd still be flirting with that nurse.
Yeah,
Pardon?
You'd still be flirting with that nurse.
I wish. That was just a story that I wanted to tell you about.
Just
Process you. You do. Who gets you angry? You do. Who gets you happy? You do. Who gets you unhappy? You do. We fuck ourselves. I learned that a long time ago, and I will never fuck myself. So it's not that enjoyable. But if you think about it, if you get depressed, who's depressing you? Nobody. You're depressing yourself. Nobody can get you angry. Nobody can get you happy. Nobody can do anything. It's us doing it to ourselves. And that to me is kind of stupid. For me, I don't care what you guys do. You can do whatever you want. But I don't want to be stupid. I want reality. And I'm going to live fully, which I've done all my life. And I want to pass that on to you guys because I think it's important. What's interesting is when clients start understanding what I just said, oh my gosh, this light bulb goes off that I'm always amazed because it's very interesting how it changes their perspective of what's going on with them because I deal with a lot of depression, of course. And sometimes, I'm not saying it's not warranted. I've had so many clients that have been electrocuted, I don't even know how they survived. I've had a number of people with amputations. Oh my God, I don't know how they survive. Some of this amputations have been horrible, what's happened to them, in front of their fucking eyes. I've had people just so fucked up. I'm so happy I didn't do some of the jobs these people used to do. Oh, I feel so bad for some of them. It's not their
There's a
fault.
reason OSHA exists, right?
Oh, God, Jim, it is, some of the people come in, I feel so bad. I have a real nice client, all three of his fingers were amputated down to here. I have another client, her whole hand is gone except for her. She's a nice lady, and oh my God, she can't, there's nothing there, it's all gone. Happened right in front of her on a machine. Did any of that stuff ever happen where you were?
Grass tiger return mountain. Sorry? Grass tiger return to mountain.
The reason why, see how this is? This is an elbow. If I'm like this, okay, he comes to me, let's say he's gonna punch me. Here, see how this comes? All you're doing is an elbow. Boom, like this, okay? Boom, like this if you wish. I can't use my elbows very effectively, I'm very small. The way I really like to use the elbows, he's here, right into the chest, then the head, and then hit with the stem. Learning how to be empty. Not just for fighting's sake, but if you're empty, if he comes to me, okay? Just come to me somehow, it doesn't matter. Okay. So if I'm empty, see what happens to him? As he comes to me, he'll tell you, keep going.
Yeah, it's like you're drunk.
I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is just move correctly. And that's
Okay.
why you want to learn to move correctly.
Which is not doing anything, it's just
Let me say this, Penner, say it again. If you don't believe it, let's talk about this. But humans can't learn anything by themselves. We can't. You might think that, you can't. We all have to learn from somebody else how to do something. Then you start learning what you're doing. But if you think you can learn it by yourself, you're totally wrong.
Yep.
Totally. You'll never learn it by yourself. In fact, I would even go so far that the people that learn music by themselves, it's just because of other, you wouldn't start this way, but this is how you start. So a person's coming at you, so you're pushing, as you step to the side, you're pushing and then striking. And then you're stepping to this side, pushing and then striking. This is to teach you how to shift and how to use, you never, even though it's in the form where people use the back hand, everything's always forward like this. It's always the front. Okay. So after you get here pushing, the person's coming this way, you're kind of pushing, and then you're hitting him, then you're going straight, it's straight these two ways. And then you're pushing, hitting. Now you take that third angle, it's normally like this in the form, for the first form. So what you're doing is, you're going over the top as you step. So you're synchronizing the movement of the body to coordinate yourself. That's why they do it this way. This movement is to teach you
to protect your face, as you come around, you're hitting, and as you block this, you're coming forward and just kind of blocking, pushing like this. Then person's coming to the side, you're coming here, you're moving into them, striking here. Then you're coming up to block again. As you come forward, you're rolling, striking. Rolling, striking, rolling, striking, okay? Then from here, in the first Taiji form, it would be this type of thing. So all you're doing is coming forward, pushing down, coming forward again. This could be a strike, or it could be this way here. Then you're coming back, this is an elbow, and then you're coming with an elbow, and then you're going to the second. The only reason you're 50-50 is because of the form. So the reason why,
Grass, tiger, return mountain.
all right, so as they come, and you don't have, in reality, that's what you do. Okay. So all you're doing all the time, sorry, I want to show
You're
you.
sitting joints.
Yeah, let me stand here. See how this would be? Yeah. The beauty of that, if he punches and I do this, he's gonna respond. I do that, see what happens?
Even if you're used to crumpling.
Does that make sense?